Yes, the table's become a Christmas present, factory production sort of thing. So churning out the old prezzies. I just moved some of these carefully to one side to try and gain some space on the table. And we're moving on to the final two, hopefully now. Peltata-Foliosa-HOOKERII and Auriculata. I don't know if you can see this, but it's pretty obvious. That's Auriculata, very dark black, smooth calyx, hairy and hairy. I don't know if you can see that. Hang on. See, smooth dark calyx, hairy and hairy. So there's a basic difference between that. You look in the field, and in the field this has a darker green, and this has a sort of a limey green sort of thing, and also this sometimes has large basal rosettes, which become important, I suppose, when we get onto this article here by Robert Gibson about where is it? Transfer seed or something. There's a photograph in here. This one here, this thing by Robert Gibson. I don't know if you can see it there, but that may be become important there, because even though they look very similar in the wild from an aesthetic point of view, and they're quite hard to tell apart, initially, the seeds are totally different. Now this is one's counterintuitively and also in parallel to Preamble-To and Whittigeri. Now Whittigeri sometimes during the year they're hard to tell apart, even though the Preamble-To opened up completely differently. But when you look at the micro glands underneath the leaves of Preamble-To and Whittigeri, they're very conserved. They're almost, I reckon you can hardly, when I looked under with a microscope out in the field, I could not tell one from the other, and I reckon if you did like a blind Freddy test run, people would not be able to tell the difference between Preamble-To and Whittigeri if you turn the leaves upside down and just look at the micro glands underneath. They're almost identical, which is very strange, because presumably Preamble-To comes from the bulbosa-rosulata group, and Whittigeri comes from the stolonifera group, and they do all these different things on the macro scale, and then we but you can't tell the glands underneath apart under a microscope. If you didn't tell anyone, you put one leaf under there and you put another one, basically I reckon a person wouldn't be able to tell the difference. They would think they were the same leaves, even though they're from totally different species, I think, in quotes. Anyway, with this, as I said, the Peltata-Foliosa-HOOKERII ones, they seem to have like a nut type of seed, pitted nut type seed, and then these ones have a more trending towards the planchonii sort of